Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron here today. We're going to look at the English Standard Version, the ESV Literary Bible. They might say, well, what's the Literary Bible? Is this the text it's talking about? No, not talking about the text. Even though Leland Ryken did an excellent job with the ESV, used the wrong textual basis, but he knew the power of language and literacy and the longevity of the King James. So he tried to come up with a minority text Bible, or an Alexandrian text Bible, so to speak, that would have a cadence and a literary flow of the King James. But that's not what this is talking about. This is talking about the different literary tropes found throughout Scripture. Now, immediately, there is a struggle, there is a tension on the nature of inspiration. Did the inspiration, did it come from the mind of God, which is what I believe. I'm pretty much almost in the mechanical dictation camp, that the Scripture was in the mind of God from eternity past, and He revealed it to us, gave it to us. Or did the writers of Scripture, were they able to put their seal on it? Now, and the two views of that is, well, it's obvious as you read in Greek that, you know, even 1st and 2nd Peter have a different flair, and the writings of Paul are going to have a different flair from the writings of Mark, and on and so forth. But then God, knowing everything in advance, He could have known the human authors and millennia in advance, or eons in advance, and went ahead and did the, that type thing in the heavenlies. So to me, that's no issue at all. We're talking about God. So we're going to take a look here. This is one of the most unusual study Bibles I've ever seen. I do like how it's done. I have to admit, I like the picture on the front. Let's see how it looks under here. Yeah, I always like it when they do the hardback the same way. And I'm kind of a sucker, so to speak, for this taupe. Yellow taupe. Like, I like houses with the walls and the yellow and taupe and stuff like that. So, that's just me. So this is done by Leland Ryken and also his son, Philip Graham Ryken. Published by Crossway. They're the ones, they own like Good News Tract Publishing, but they really got on the map with Frank Peretti, This Present Darkness. So let's go into the introduction of this. This book is both a reader's Bible and a literary Bible. So what it means that the Bible is literature. It's like when you're in college, you read the Bible as literature. It has literary genres, literary subject matter, archetypes and motives, stylistic and rhetoric, artistry, summary, reading and interpreting the Bible as literature, approaching the Bible as literature. Fallacy number 1, viewing the Bible as literature betrays a liberal theological bias, even though evangelicals kind of been into that. Fallacy number 2, the idea of Bible as literature is a modern idea that's foreign to the Bible itself. Fallacy 3, to speak of the Bible as literature is to claim the Bible is fictional. Fallacy 4, to approach the Bible as literature means approaching it only as literature, and that type thing. So 12 literary features of the Bible. It's got a unifying storyline, the presence of a central character, religious orientation, a variety of genre and styles, preference of the concrete over the abstract, realism, simplicity, preference for the brief unit, elemental quality, oral style, aphoristic quality, and aphorism as a concise, memorable statement of truth. In the words of English poet Alexander Pope, what oft was thought, but never so well expressed. The literature of confrontation. So, we'll get in here, and so this is an introduction to Genesis. And you'll notice it's not traditional. It's not like for a study Bible. It's not a traditional introduction. It's going to be about literary terminologies and lifting literary viewpoints from Scripture. So, like this, The book at a glance, 50 chapters, 1,533 verses, little thing, and then genres. The book of Genesis is very complex with numerous genres. The literary concept of a hero, the storylines, the cast of characters, the unifying motives, inferred literary intentions, theological themes, Genesis as a chapter in the master story of the Bible. And then it's not going to have any references. It's going to be kind of, paragraph format with some single column and then some shaded areas. And I'm going to say it's 8-point print. And it's kind of, we're going through a thunderstorm here. And it's kind of yellowish paper, kind of like you see in the Ryrie Study Bible. You'll see these boxes here. From the Literary Study Bible. And so the whole Bible is going to be kind of like that. You're just going to see different tropes. This is another introduction with some categories. And you'll see the shaded areas that are going to bring up some type of literary, the Bible is literature type thing. And when you get to the back, that's basically what you've got in this Bible. So the introductions and then the internal things. It's good to know that these things exist. It's got a little table of weights, measures, and monetary units, but then a glossary of literary terms and genres, like the acrostic, the adventure story, the allegory, the allusion, the annunciation story, the antagonist, the anthropomorphism, the antithetic parallelism, aphorism, apocalypse, apostrophe, archetype, ascension story, biography, birth story, boast, calling story. So you can see all that. Then it has a little Bible reading plan, pages in the back to write on, some thick, some thin, no maps, no concordance. So it's just what it is. So again, it's a unique study Bible. I can't say that I've ever seen one like it. The Companion Study Bible by E.W. Bullinger actually has several of these. He's got like 116 different terms like this in the Bible. So that would be the closest thing I've ever seen to it. And so it's not the type Bible, it's not a reference Bible. It doesn't have references, concordance, anything like that. It doesn't have maps. It's just reading the Bible as literature. So people that are really into reading might enjoy that. At the same time, that tension, you never want it to detract. You can go too far down this road, in my opinion, because I've seen people do it, where it totally eliminates inspiration. And you don't want to do that. I was going to read you the biographies of Leland Ryken and Philip Graham Ryken. Leland Ryken is Clyde S. Kilby Professor of English at Wheaton College. He has written and edited more than 25 books, including The Literature of the Bible, Words of Delight. He's also written a great book, by the way, on the King James Version of the Bible, A Complete Literary Guide to the Bible, Dictionary of Biblical Imagery, and Ryken's Bible Handbook. He's got a PhD in literature from the University of Oregon. You would assume he'd have a PhD in literature. Philip Graham Ryken, a senior minister at the historic 10th Presbyterian Church in Philadelphia, has written and edited more than 20 books, including Exodus and Jeremiah and Lamentations and the Preaching the Word commentary cities, and Galatians and the Reformed expository commentary. He also, and that's one thing about the ESV, a lot of people think it does have like a Reformed slant to it, especially like the ESV Study Bible. He also co-authored with his father, Leland Ryken, Ryken's Bible Handbook. He's got an MDiv from Westminster and a Doctor of Philosophy from the University of Oxford. He also serves as visiting professor of practical theology at Westminster Seminary in California. So the Literary Study Bible, ESV, I think it'd be fascinating, even though you could put this into a King James motive. It'd be fascinating to see this same Bible in the King James. But it is what it is, that type Bible. So some of you may be interested, some won't. But God bless you. Just keep praying, reading, studying the Word.